Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it.
Live from the Busch Lights Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Bill said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
What they but one Razorback?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Hey, good morning. Welcome in. What a beautiful day to be alive. On January the 14th, a Wednesday at 11:01, Phil Elson. I'm standing with my partner, Matt Jones, in our ESPN Arkansas headquarters. We got the unit, C unit, Christian Johnston, all ready with like mid-show material ready to go here as we got into the show today. Wait for 11 o'clock for your material, please, Christian. Matt, good morning. Well, what got into our friend already today, man?
Well, it is one of our friends' birthday
It's
today.
a good day today.
Yeah, I think we're just celebrating Phil Elson all day today.
Oh, that's very sweet. Don't you celebrate me every day, Matt?
That's true.
I don't know if it's 24 hours a day, but at least 3 hours of your day you might. Thank you very much. Felt like the morning rush had a birthday party already for me today. Started getting text messages from some listeners with the happy birthday along with it. And just happy to enter this is the 50th year of life. 50th year of life now, man. That's right. Turned 49. I had to explain this to my kids. No, I'm 49 years old, which means I've finished 49 years. How does not everybody get this when you try to explain it to them? My kids didn't get it. Unit. Just think about the math of this.
When you score a goal in soccer at the 43rd minute, when it says 43 and change, it's the 44th minute.
Yeah, that's right.
Concept, yeah.
Like some things you got to explain, like the tennis scoring system. You got to explain that. Difference between a cutter and a slider sometimes a little bit difficult to figure out. Yeah, but this is actually entering the 50th year of life. So my daughter said something to me yesterday. She asked, "Are you ready? How do you prepare to get older by a year when all you do is continue to get older on an annual basis?" I don't know how I prepare for that, Matt. I know how to prepare for a lot of things. For a radio show on a 5-day basis, for about 31 to 35 basketball games, anywhere from 12 to 13 football games, 56 to about 70 baseball games. I prepare for all of those, and I know what that's about. That's about meeting a deadline and being ready for something that you got to perform. I don't know how to actually prepare for getting older by another day.
That's it. Everything you just said is how you prepare to continue to live life, because once you stop doing all that, that's when you start going downhill. So it sounds like you're on top of it.
It's the moments. So what is it going to feel like when you turn 49 or when you turn 50? Those aren't the things. It's the moments where you realize you're getting older, where you couldn't stand up straight for some reason. You get up in the morning and there's 58 different cracks out of your joints, or that little twinge becomes more like a hamstring strain when you keep walking, that kind of thing. The way your knees feel on a daily basis. Matt, you probably wake up like that, feeling a little bit older. I would imagine there's nothing that makes you feel older than waking up on a Monday after playing an NFL football game.
It's what's the Rice Krispies snap, crackle, and pop?
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah,
I've got lower back pain every morning.
And sometimes I feel like our friend here is one of the oldest 30-year-olds I've ever met.
I do.
But it's all right. Sorry, it's because he's got jokes today.
He's CBD on his vape though, so we got to give him props on that.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with that.
Oh, good. So get to spend the birthday with you guys, all of our listeners, our whole crew, and then with the women's basketball team, we fly to Columbia, Missouri tonight. So I already knew where I was eating for dinner and what I was going to have for a birthday dinner, because you got to order 4 days ahead of time. Longhorn Steakhouse in Columbia. That's actually. You wouldn't mind a steak on your birthday, right? So actually get to throw one of those up there. Pretty good. Was on the phone a lot on the way here. which isn't always the case, but people want to call you and wish you happy birthday on your birthday. So mom and dad, mom's always saying the same thing on the birthday. I try to wish her a happy birthday too, because I don't know, man. Matt, she had a lot to do with it on the day I was born. It was probably, she remembers a lot more of it than I do. And so do you ever wish your mom a happy birthday the day that you were born too?
Usually I'm within a week of calling my folks. Are y'all pretty good at calling them on the day of?
Yes.
My sisters, I call them on the day of, but usually my mom would text me and go, it's your dad's birthday yesterday.
Yeah, that's what
my dad would be like, it's your mom's birthday. And I'm like, oh yeah. But
The thing I'm bad about is sending cards. I can make the phone call. Does anybody do the digital cards anymore? You get those those Blue Mountain cards, and you realize that that was the effort that you got to take when you just forget that it's somebody's birthday until their birthday, and then you can send them I guess you call it a fake greeting, but it really isn't. It is a real thing. Yeah, I'm good at the phone calls, not good at the at sending cards or gifts.
How about this radio station? Are we good with phone calls today, or are we still not doing phone calls?
I guess we could have an experiment.
Okay.
Yeah, try. Somebody call in.
877-377-6963 is the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. You know what I'd like for my birthday today, Matt? For the phones to work, for Clay Henry's equipment to work today, too. I know that'll be fixed by the next time we have him, but today might not be that day. So as long as everything works. I got a birthday gift from an insurance company today. How often can you say that? And it wasn't one of those like programmed $5 off on your birthday kind of a thing. A little bit of a fender bender in a parking lot on New Year's Eve. I didn't think it was my fault. The other guy didn't think it was his fault. I thought I was out the deductible. Insurance company this morning says, no, we're going to take care of that thing for you. That felt like a real birthday gift, Matt. That's like a $500 birthday gift.
Being practical, I think, as you get older is a sign of maturity. When you're 12 or you're 14 or you're 19 even, but once you get into your 30s, yes, that's all I ever want to do when I give somebody a present is something that they would spend their own money on, something that they would use. Same thing. It doesn't have to be glitzy or glamorous or hey, something that I'm going to have to actually spend my money on, or something that you're going to spend that you can do. That's kind of that's the best present, I think.
Yeah, man. I don't know what I'm going to do with that $500, but I'll do something with it. Not all at once. Might even, throw it on a couple of tacos that I owe you guys at some point if I ever pay up for our Survivor Series. It looks like the phones are working because we never really take phone calls during the first segment, but we might as well. Yeah, today's a different day.
It's your birthday.
That's right. You're right. Today's a different day. The phones are working first segment. Blake and Dardanelle is first up. Hey, Blake, how you doing?
I'm good. I just wanted to call and wish you a happy birthday, Phil, and tell you that the phones are working.
That's great. That's a gift right there from you, Blake. I appreciate that. Now I need to know. This has to be a relationship that goes both ways. So we're going to need to know when your birthday is, since you're the first person to actually give me an unexpected gift today. Thank you very much. We'll give you something on your birthday.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Well, he didn't even tell us when his birthday was. 877-37. We have to make it up. 877-377-6963 for the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. As we go throughout the show, we'll have Grant Hall, 11:15. And as long as the stuff works, Clay Henry joins us 12 noon, and we'll see what it is we can kick around with him for as long as we possibly can. So one of the conversations I had this morning on the phone, Matt, was with my friend Jack. I grew up with Jack in Pittsburgh. He was the best man at my wedding. We also attended Indiana University at the same time. We were roommates, and while I was only there for 2 years, he was there for 5 years. He got a medical red shirt, if you want to put it that way, without even being an athlete. An academic medical red
He's
shirt.
ahead of his time.
Yeah, right. And I mean, he's an Indiana fan, a dyed-in-the-wool, real Indiana fan. And the thing he brought up to me after he did the whole birthday stuff and we just caught up on what's going on the last couple of weeks, the first thing he said to me about Indiana football, he asks me, how do you feel about Indiana having an average age of 23? And he's a sports fan, but he's not like us. He's not like the people listening. I mean, he's a sports fan in a very casual way. Even growing up in Pittsburgh too, casual with the Steelers and all that kind of stuff. But he'll go to the games, he'll pay attention, but on a different level than we do. And the first thing he brings up, Matt, is the average age of Indiana And the idea that they're buying a championship, which I don't think they are, not in this case, but that's what he's taking away from this, which I did find interesting. And I do kind of wonder about, the idea of the 23 years of age, if that's bothering people, because I think we can explain it away in a lot of cases. We know the reasons why. He's not really sure the reasons why, but I don't know. I mean, it feels to me like it's something to be celebrated. Indiana specifically, but not necessarily the advanced age of all the athletes. Anyway, but I would have thought that the first thing that he and I would talk about the last two football games was the excitement of it. Was the, how did you think this was going to happen? Do you remember when we went to those games 30 years ago and what that was all like? He was the guy that we were sneaking booze under our armpits into the football stadium together. And the first thing he wants to bring up is the advanced age and the idea they're buying the champion or maybe buying a title.
Well, it used to be you have 10 semesters to get 8 in, and now that's not even a thing anymore. It's guys are playing 6 years, 7 years. It's wild.
I also wonder sometimes too, like, the Dodgers fans. The idea did they just go out and buy a championship? I mean, you could say they certainly attempted to. What was it? 6 out of the top 7 payrolls in baseball made it to the postseason this year. Hey, what do you think about the payrolls on the college football championship? How many of the 12? I mean, you say 12 because the two group of 5 teams, they're also going to be at a certain level comparatively to the schools that are also group of 5. I mean, these are all programs that are spending an amazing amount on their roster.
We know Ole Miss and Texas Tech were leading the way.
Oregon's done this for a long time. Miami, I mean, I don't know if did Miami kind of create NIL, with Luke and all of that all those years ago. I mean, these are schools that in some cases defined the idea of payment to players in our minds even before it became legal. So that's the thing I have to point out. It's like, look, if you think Indiana's spending money on their talent, what do you think about everybody else? What do you think about the team that they're playing for the championship, who offered Ty Simpson $6 million to be their quarterback next year?
Did he turn it down?
He's going to the NFL. He said he couldn't even imagine playing for somebody other than Alabama in college football.
That's I think he's getting some bad advice, Phil. That's all I'll say. If I don't know where he's going to stack up and if he's a first rounder, top 10 pick, but that type of money, man, to play a game on the better team where you're risking injury at anything you do. We get all that, but it's an easier on your body type of thing, and it's not about getting there first. That's the thing. Kids come in, they want to be. You see it a lot more in basketball. It's like, I'm a one and done. Well, hey, relax a little bit and work your craft, work your trade, get better. And that when the timing's right to go, then go, because everybody's not a one and done. Everybody's not a top 10 pick. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the evaluators say of Ty Simpson, but I didn't see him being a top 10 pick.
I can't think of many players that are one and done that I thought, man, they're immediately ready for the NFL. Like, there's nothing they can improve on.
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah,
like that would be one. But you got to wait 3 years. You got to be 3 years removed in high school for football.
So Dante Moore is 3 years removed. He could go back to Oregon and maybe make, I don't know, the same amount of money that Miami's offering, but Oregon is certainly not going to be cheap when it comes to that position. Sure, they've thrown plenty of money at Dylan Raiola, but he is, looked at as a potential top 10 pick. I'm with you about Ty Simpson. I'm not too sure about that.
Well, 18 starts is what I heard on Dante Moore. You start thinking the kid that was at Florida that the Colts drafted. I just don't know if people understand that you get up to that level and you seeing blitzes you haven't seen before. What do you say? You seeing ghost against Indiana or
twice?
Something? It's like, well, whatever Indiana's doing, every single NFL team's going to do it better. So it's like you're not ready yet. Get that's like this Fayetteville kid that's going to go to college a year early and not play. It's like, man, I'd be leading my team to high school games and understanding situations, being a leader, looking at guys in the huddle, working your craft. Instead, you're going up there. Yeah, you're going to go through workouts. You're going to do things. This is what Dante Moore would be doing at the next level. But you're not getting the first team reps. You're not getting any bet. You're just it's the process of it There's nothing that you can replicate from actual live bullet, actual reps, actually looking your teammates in the eyes in the huddle.
And then there's also something, the ideas, and I guess Simpson's been through it because of the amount of time he's already played, but, having that one last run with your boys. In Hendricks' case, I guess it's different than like Simpson because he wasn't going to have that chance at Alabama. At least it didn't seem that way. For the opportunity to go where if you think of Cam Ward and Carson Beck in these last 2 years, those are guys that really improved their draft stock just by going to Miami and performing while they've been there too.
Well, you got Tony, who is a 17-year-old senior. I don't know if he's 18 by now, but their receiver that he's taken over for was it's not Reposado, but he went to the Titans and got cut. He ran a 4.88 at the combine. Yeah, Strapo. So that's the guy he was throwing to. Now you put Tony in there, who's a 4.4 guy, and you see him putting up better numbers.
All right, again, we're going to try Clay Henry, 12 noon. Lots of time on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline as we go throughout halftime today. 877-377-6963. Thanks to Blake, we know the phones are working, and we will check in with Hall of Famer Grant Hall in just a moment.
Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now.
SEC has changed. Our coach has changed. Our roster has changed. One thing that hasn't changed, who we are. We are a championship program. We are led by Hall of Fame coaches. We are over 19,000 strong at home. And we are just as powerful on the road. We are the ones you counted out. We are Razorbacks.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tender love and care makes life worth living. Tender love and care, that's what I'll be given. Every day, every night to you.
They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But we put it inside burritos and tacos anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
Football playoffs are here, and MyBookie is where you turn bets into bankroll. Everybody's betting. The NFL is in full do-or-die mode, college football down to the last teams, and the Super Bowl is just around the corner. If there was ever a time to get in the game, it's right now, and MyBookie makes it stupid easy to play. One account, one wallet. Bet the spread, the live bet the second half, hit the casino during commercials. It's all in one place, and you've got the power. Go to mybookie.ag now, use promo code HOGS, and get your first bet covered up to $500. If it doesn't hit, use your Get Back bonus token and run it back. Don't just watch the playoffs, make them pay. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. Only at MyBookie.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
It ain't the latest thing. I just stand here and go away. I'm just trying to say. Girls are dancing by.
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Good morning, Grant Hall. He's joining us on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline here on a Wednesday morning. Game day, Grant. Got a late one tonight. Feeling good about Arkansas against South Carolina. We feel good. I think we feel good about Arkansas against anybody at home and most of the teams on the road, even after the Auburn loss. How you feeling?
I feel pretty good about it. By the way, happy birthday. You know,
Thank you.
They named an interstate after your 49th birthday up here in Northwest Arkansas, so that's good. Good recognition, right?
It's amazing. They planned that out, 6 years ahead of time, too. That's pretty incredible.
He gets to drive whatever speed limit he wants to because it's his highway.
Today, at least only today.
That's right. Yeah, I went to Cal's show Monday night and listened to him talk about he had a practice that was more than 2 hours that day and sort of channeled his 40-year-old self in terms of, getting after it. I mean, Eddie Sutton used to call those things gut practices, and it sounds like that's what they had. And, they got to play better defense. They know that. Probably it was a pretty good wake-up call, although I do think that the schedule had a lot to do with it. Arkansas looked tired. I mean, by the time they got back, it was 2 a.m., I think, from the Wednesday game. And, the other team's sitting there waiting on you from Tuesday on. So, plus, Auburn was really angry about having what they thought a game taken away from them. It was their 78th straight sellout. It was kind of an ambush, in those situations, Matt, when teams start hitting three-point shots, the noise is just exponential with those fans there. So everything militated against Arkansas in that game. I still think I really like Tennessee. I like Florida. I like Alabama. I like Arkansas. Not convinced that Vanderbilt and Texas A&M have the staying power. By the way, A&M did lose in 2 overtimes last night to Tennessee in a great ball game. And it was a 3-hour game, and that's about what it takes to win any SEC game sometimes is that kind of effort and, just stay in power.
I think you're on to something. They had to fly into Memphis for a fog alert. It took an extra 6-8 hours to
Right.
get in, and then everything gets sped up. You're off your routine. it just never felt like they were there. It just felt like they never got out of second gear. One of those games, and they're college kids. You know, these kids are younger. They're not as old as a Vanderbilt team or an Indiana team. They're a little younger, and so you're kind of dealing with things. I still like our team, Grant. I still think this team can get a double bye. It's just one of those games you came up into a hostile environment and you didn't have your A game, and Auburn did. We weren't aggressive. Our first 22 shots, 15 of them were threes. And if I was going to play against Arkansas, that's what I would want them to do.
Yeah, and now if they struggle tonight, then maybe we'll rethink some of this. But, you know, this team,
I think they'll win by double digits tonight.
Yeah, they beat Arkansas last year and only lost by 4 in the SEC tournament to Arkansas after winning only 2 games. They were one of 2 SEC teams that did not make the NCAA tournament last year. But Arkansas got Pringle from them, and I have yet to see him play the way he did when he had 18 points and 9 rebounds against Arkansas last year. I thought that's what Arkansas was getting, and maybe they still will. Maybe he's getting there, you know. But the inside play, I think, is still a big key for how far this team is going to go.
They're still coming together, and Ewing's getting better. Grant, I do have a cause for concern if Carter Knox can't go. That's really detrimental to this team.
He's probable today.
Who does Sealy? Did you see anything out of Sealy? Do you think Carter? I mean, what? How are you feeling if Carter Knox can't go?
I think it's still an 8-man rotation. You know, there are some things about Sealy's still learning the game and learning Cal's system, how they do things. He's got potential. I'm not sure how much he'll help this year unless they do have injuries. Now, Calipari did say that it was a hip issue. He did not practice in that gut practice on Monday, but that's good, Phil, if he's probable tonight. By the way, his brother, Caleb, is starting for South Carolina, so that would be too bad if he couldn't play tonight.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
That's awesome. Making grand statements after one blowout loss, but they didn't defend really well against Ole Miss. But Ole Miss made a lot of shots, man, and I mean, I think they made some tough shots, is what I'm saying. I know defense hasn't been Arkansas's calling card for the last couple of weeks, but I don't know if I'd say that I'm ready to make any grand statement that they're a bad defensive club. It's just maybe a little overly aggressive at times.
In 2 road games, you expect your role players to shoot the ball better at home, so I think that's what happens a little bit. The defense didn't travel as well, and the other team, what they shoot, like 58% from the floor? You're not going to win a lot.
Yeah, 50, 57, 58, something like that. Hey, guys, could I say a little bit about Corey Hetherman, this Miami defensive coordinator who seems to be all the rage right now? I noticed Tim Calishaw had a column about him today and how, you know, he was actually Cignetti's defensive coordinator at JMU, and then he went to Minnesota. And John David Lindsay was telling me last week that they raised him from $575,000 to $750,000 at Minnesota, and Miami came in and offered $1.25 million. So that's how he arrived there this year. The bearded one is known to be very aggressive, and he's kind of the rage right now in coaching a little bit now that people are learning more. And I know that Indiana is favored by, what is it, still 7.5? Is that what it was? I
didn't look at the line this morning yet, Grant.
Yeah, and I think I said last week or the week before that it's really hard for a team to go through and win whatever it is, 16 games. I think it's going to be a close game. I mean, I think that 7.5, I'm not sure about that. Miami is probably just about as confident these days as Indiana is. And what Indiana hasn't had to do very much of this year is be scared or, you know, have a game be in the hat. Man, they've had 1 or 2 that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But not lately. And, so I think if they go out there and Miami takes a 14-point lead or something, it could maybe be a shock to their system.
I have Miami winning this thing. I got Indiana taking their first L of the year. I think Miami's going to fly around. They'll cause a little bit of havoc. You look at Carson Beck, and a lot of his completions are 5 yards and shorter from the line of scrimmage, and all that is an extension of the run game. They're just getting the ball in space. It's a numbers thing. Hey, we got 3 of our guys. They got 4 of their guys in space. We're going to try to make them miss. You're going to try to make them make plays in space. So you got Indiana. Who do you got in the championship?
I'm going to reluctantly stick with Indiana, but I am not going to be surprised if Miami wins this thing. The one thing that kind of stops me, Matt, is that they have had 24 false start penalties this year.
Who Miami has?
And when Indiana got one, you could fry an egg on the forehead of Cignetti. That's just not something they usually do.
Well, they're going to be at home. Do you think the crowd noise? Can
yeah, absolutely. I mean, that time Miami sort of upset Nebraska. I mean, they were playing at home and they won a national championship that way. And another time, there was a Cotton Bowl in which Miami played Texas and had 200 yards of penalties and still won the game. Dennis Erickson's team won that game by about 3 touchdowns. So they've got wicked ability also. And I was reading some interesting stuff about, Cristobal's Cuban background and what a great work ethic his parents had and he has. And so the reason I'm talking about this is I won't be on again, obviously, before next Monday night. So
isn't Miami, their safety has to be out for the first half?
I thought so. One of them dislocated his shoulder, a little stinger, so he's banged up. That's why yesterday I was wondering, which team do you think is the healthiest? It seems like Indiana might be a little more healthier than Miami.
I think they might have also lost a tackle, Indiana, but
and Miami lost their second string all-conference defensive tackle in their last game.
Mm-hmm.
Played one.
I like the fact that the coaches aren't really talking about that, though. They're not hiding behind that I've seen. They're not making excuses or anything. So
I just don't think Miami lets the game get away from them, Grant. Miami wants to run the ball. They want to be physical. The clock's going to run. Indiana, the same thing. They're going to keep things in front of you. I think it's going to be a nail biter. I think it's going to be a close game for the all 4 quarters.
Yeah, I hope it is for college football fans. And one other quick note, if you got time, I was reading a story by Pat Forty this morning in the current Sports Illustrated about the upcoming Olympic battle possibly between the United States and Canada in hockey and how much those two teams don't like each other right now.
Well, that was on display in the Four Nations tournament, right?
Oh, was it? There were like 3 fights in the first 9 seconds. They had like every 2-3 seconds they had a fight, and it was intentional on the part of Kachuk and some guys, and I don't know that we'll see, you're not going to see that in Olympic hockey, but that shapes up as pretty interesting.
That's all right. You'll get Team USA and Team Canada throwing beanballs at each other in the World Baseball Classic to get us ready for the hockey Olympics. Yeah, great.
Oh, and one more quick one. Ryan Stanek becomes a St. Louis Cardinal. So all you Cardinals fans, you have a former Razorback to root for this coming year.
I like his fit there. I do. I like his fit there a lot.
Yeah.
Grant, appreciate you, man. Always fun having you on these Wednesdays. Thanks a lot.
See you guys.
877-377-6963 if you want to go where Grant just was on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Remember North Arkansas Regional Medical Center. It's the second largest employer in Harrison with over 700 employees and over $50 million in annual salaries provided in our community. North Arkansas Regional Medical Center serves 5 counties, totaling 95,000 people in north central Arkansas, 18 clinics, including 3 rural clinics. They feature the Claude Parish Cancer Center, where they specialize in providing comprehensive cancer care services. The Radiation Oncology Department performs over 7,500 procedures each year, and the Medical Oncology Department performs over 5,000 procedures each year. So North Arkansas Regional Medical Center is the most sought-after option for cancer care in northern Arkansas. You can learn more at narmc.com. We'll return to halftime right after this quick break.
I'm not mad, but I'm disappointed.
This is halftime.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Stay warm and dry this winter with Byrne and Carhartt winter workwear. Muck, dry shod, and extra tough rubber footwear to keep those toes dry. Winter clearance racks are full of casual and hunting clothing at 50% off. A select group of Western boots now 50% off. Crappie season is coming and fishing gear is arriving daily. Jelco Outdoors. Work, hunt, fish. That's what we do. Jelco Outdoors. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text FORCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text FORCE to 42424. That's FORCE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or
Hello,
prevent
this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads, race car bobbleheads, little chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little, but Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
2026 is looking bright at Rath Auto Resources. Celebrate by driving away in one of our road-ready certified pre-owned cars, reconditioned and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our award-winning customer service, non-commissioned sales team, and painless pricing, we take the hassle out of the car buying experience, so you can focus on more important things, like that new gym membership, quitting smoking, or that other thing. Ring in the new year with a new ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Now let's get back to halftime with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Arkansas football legend, Matt Jones.
And, of course, the Unit 2. We're checking in here on Matt. Yesterday, as far as Arkansas football is concerned, portal gets were minimal. You got one. You got Hank Hendricks officially announcing his reclassification and commitment to Arkansas. So I know we got into this a little yesterday.
Will he take a single snap for the Hogs in the next 3 years?
My guess is no.
Right.
My guess, and it is nothing against the kid either.
I'm not talking bad about the kid at all. I'm just saying to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But hey, go get him, and you got somebody there. I guess I don't understand.
Well, let me just think about the next 3 years. KJ Jackson is the quarterback this next season. AJ Hill transferring in, that was a big get for Ryan Silverfield at Memphis as a quarterback. I think he's been brought in here to be the heir apparent and probably also the top backup for KJ this year. And then after that, so he'd have extra time of eligibility. I guess it would be, let's say he's there for 2 years or 3 years. So unless there's injuries and
I think
Hendricks doesn't transfer, maybe.
I think he's learning with his dad, and he's able to learn and just get the culture and do that. But I think he'll transfer out and go start somewhere else, more than likely.
Like wherever it is, his dad might end up working at some point. Right? I don't know if he's still on the staff.
And if he's halfway good, there's a lot of colleges that will give his dad a job. Now, I don't mean give his dad a job like he can't coach or not earn it, but if he's good at his job and your son's good, then look at you look at Chandler Morris, you look at just all it goes down. Bobby Allen had his 2 boys that were both good, and Bobby Allen's a heck of a coach.
Did Garrett Odom commit to Arkansas too? That's Barry Odom's son. He's quarterback. I don't remember. I don't remember if he committed to Arkansas or not, but he might have. And then it used to Chandler Morris, just like you'd said. So right. Yeah. Well, it's not like he followed his dad because he didn't. I don't think he committed to Auburn when Chad was the OC there. And he wasn't going to commit to Texas State. He was already in school by then. So the other thing I was wondering about, he's joining the team, Matt, in the summer. So he'll be 17 years old, should be a high school senior when August camp begins. So let me just take you as a quarterback, Matt. You're in your meeting room, and in walks the 17-year-old kid who should be playing high school football for that year. And I know it would be difficult to transport yourself to when you were playing at Arkansas and say, here's somebody that should be playing high school football right now, and now he's your teammate, because that's not the world that you played in. But how is that kid viewed in a locker room?
It's very simple. Everybody, if the kid can play, then he can play. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what age you are. I don't care what race you are. If you can play, everybody, the locker room is such a sanctuary. It doesn't have, racial lines. There's just certain everybody, we're here for a common goal. We're here for one common purpose. That's to go out there on Saturdays, make plays, and get victories. And if he can help, everybody in the locker room will love him. But do you have, anytime you're entering a new locker room and you're the newcomer, you look around, you see what's going on, and you act right. And he's a coach's son, so I don't think you'll have any problem being able to adjust and know how to act in the locker room.
Well, how do you act if you're that kid? Don't speak until spoken to, I would think.
Until you make a play, right? Like, that's why I make the joke. It's like you're always just a number until you make a play. I don't need to know your name. Have you made a play yet? That's the whole thing. Make a play, and we'll figure it out. So until he makes a play, it doesn't really matter.
I mean, are you even paying attention to how he goes through his drills in practice, how he handles himself? You're more worried about yourself.
That's right.
And about the guys that you're going to be taking the snap from and throwing to.
You're competing with yourself, but you are competing with other players, and you size people up really fast. I mean, no matter what position, if you're receiver, if you're quarterback, whatever position you are, you see what's going on, and there's charts everywhere. You're competing. Hey, this is how many times you could bench press 225. This was your vertical jump. This is your L drill. These are things that you go and you look and you see so-and-so. This is your grip strength. So there's always going to be that you're competing with, and you find out. You'll find out quick
You know, the other thing is that he's not going to be walking into any locker room that already has the dynamics figured out. It's not only is it a brand new coaching staff, the whole locker room is different. Think of how many new players you're bringing in right now. Even as of right now, just the number of transfer commits. What is it, up to 33, 34? And the dead period, ends later on this week. So there's going to be some more announcements and signings, and then you get your freshman class. And it's a completely new team. There are no dynamics left over from previously. Maybe that's a good thing too, but this is a kid to be walking into a totally new situation. Everybody is going to be, well, I guess you could say they're all going to be strangers because at that point they've been through spring ball, but I'm just not sure. I guess in today's day and age, that's all you need. You just got to be through spring ball together to have some cohesiveness.
And just there's some simple rules to every locker room. Show up on time. Know your assignment. Work hard. Don't lie. There's some basic stuff you do because there's a lot of alphas in these locker rooms, and you'll get found out really quick if you're not doing things the right way. At least if it's a really good locker room that polices themselves. I mean, you get found out real quick.
The only other thing that might be different about this, and it is different because he's coming in with, and you got to check on these kind of things. I don't know if it's available, that kind of information, but it was said that he's going to be making $500,000. That is a lot of money for somebody that
on a quarterback,
probably not even going to be taking a snap over those 3 years. So I just wonder if that changes somebody's view on him either.
No, I think if you're a quarterback in the SEC, you're every single one of them is getting $500,000. If you're in the quarterback meeting room, I just don't see any way that you're not getting that.
It's the bottom of the barrel,
that's
right?
That's what I think. I don't think that's, I think that's the very low end.
I wonder whether, I don't remember his name, but they're bringing in a Division II quarterback, Matt, out of Angelo State, who's got experience. They'll probably be the most experienced quarterback on the team next year. I wonder what he's making.
Could be another Chambliss situation.
Potentially. I haven't dug in on him or any, the same way. But
I love how Cignetti goes about it. I think you have to do both ways as far as you get people that are 4-star guys that haven't played a lot. I understand that. That's their, but I do love the fact that I don't care if you were at Division II, if you were at Power 4, Power 5. Did you play last year?
Mm-hmm.
Did you play? Were you a healthy scratch, or do you know what it takes to keep your body going and to play? What are they playing now? Their 15th, 16th game this year?
15th. 15th. That's another aspect. That's just, if you were getting into a college football season, Matt, in 2001, and you're told, you know what, you may play 15 games this year. You love football. Would you look at that and say, bring it?
I would say, can we push the basketball season back? Because I want to go to basketball too.
And at least be able to play without limping too much. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Back in a moment, we'll wrap up the first hour. Stay with us.
This is a Mike Tomlin decision, and this clearly is something that has been on his mind for quite some time.
This is halftime.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Wave Rural Connect has some exciting news. Our service is now available in a brand new zone covering parts of Midland and Montreal. If you're along Highway 45, 252 or 253, or on Douglas Road or Slaytonville Road, you can get fast, reliable fiber internet today. Don't miss out. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect. Internet that works when you need it most.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Ted McAvoy in Van Buren or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Since 1992, the Inn at the Mill has welcomed guests to experience the most unique place to stay when visiting Northwest Arkansas. Centrally located at the Johnson exit off I-49, the Inn at the Mill has established a rich tradition of comfort, convenience, and value. Whether it's the big game, business travel, a trip to Crystal Bridges, or a weekend getaway that brings you to Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious room with ample space to spread out. And when I'm there on business, I appreciate the fast, free internet to keep me connected to work and the laid-back European-style breakfast to start the day. Experience unique and different at the Inn at the Mill, just off I-49 at the Johnson exit. Call 479-443-1800 to make your reservation. That's 479-443-1800 or visit innatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
You got to come original. It's the day that come original. You got to come original. You got to come original. It's the day that come original. It ain't nothing great. You got to represent. You got to come for me. And for erosion, for range of styles. You got to grab and come for miles and come original.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
All right, things are working with Clay. So we're gonna have Clay Henry on in about we're off in 4 minutes. About 8 minutes is when we'll get Clay on with us today. Hogs and South Carolina tonight, 8:00 tip, 7:30 for the pregame. Was checking in on the Bet Saracen app earlier, and they had Arkansas favorite. I thought I saw 8.5. They got Indiana favorite 8.5 right now over Miami on the Bet Saracen app, and Arkansas is a 10.5 point favorite over South Carolina. Minus 700 on the money line. Over under is 156.5, which feels a little bit low. We'll see.
Anything you want to see from the Hogs tonight? What will you be looking for?
Well, I guess part of it is how Carter Knox looks. Whatever this is, hip injury. I mean, that's the kind of thing that can take a little bit of time.
No need to rush him back if he can't go. Maybe hold him back again.
Yeah, but don't you think he's going to want to go up against his brother?
Yeah, you want to play. Yeah, you want to play. But the next two games after the South Carolina games, those are going to be real basketball games. We're going to have to show up and play. We show up like we did against Auburn when we play Vanderbilt or Georgia. Both those teams are liable to beat us.
I'm not worried about tonight. And if it's like, what do you want to see? It's like, I just want to see
a smile on their face.
What you saw against Tennessee.
Up and down the court.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, having fun.
If they're going to burn the Auburn tape, then fine, burn the Auburn tape. Don't let that affect this next performance. You're home. You're going to have I'm assuming, a packed house. I mean, those tickets have been sold out for SEC games for a reason. So get out there and go you'd go have the right attitude. I mean, look, there were all these reasons, we can say there were excuses, reasons for why Auburn played their best game in a long time, if not their best game of the season. That was Auburn, potentially, Matt, their best game of the year.
Well, and that's the other thing that think about when we talk about going through the football schedule and you're like, well, what games do you circle? Do you know that every single team that's in the SEC circles a John Calipari game? Every single bite, they're like, that's John Calipari. That's if it was the Kentucky Wildcats, if it's the Arkansas Razor, you're gonna get most teams' best. I think they do that in baseball as well. Just like, oh, the Razorbacks are playing. Because if you don't show up and give me your best, they will embarrass you. This basketball team will embarrass you if you don't show up. But you have to understand that too. As a 19-year-old, you're getting everybody else's best.
See, my estimation is this is an SEC championship, regular season championship winning team. In order for that to happen, you got to have something like a 14-4 record. So the losses can't be strung together at all. You can't allow the one loss you have in a 2 or 3 week period to affect you the next game. You think about the football team, Matt, and you pointed out from the very start, don't let this Ole Miss loss affect you the next week, so on and so forth, which it felt like every loss begat to the next one. And it's not going to happen with this basketball team. It's way too talented and much better coached.
Win your home games. When you're go 8-1 at worst at home, and then can you go 5-4? So that would get you to 13. I don't know if 13 is, can you go 6-3 on the road? You're already 0-1.
Andy hates it because it's an 8 p.m. tip-off. It's past his bedtime. What time you go to bed, Andy? And how do you do this? I'm not saying, criticizing you go to bed early. I mean, people, you got your life, you got your job, you got certain times you got to adhere to. So as a hardcore fan, and Andy listens to, I think, every hour on our local programming on ESPN Arkansas, how do you take in an 8 p.m. tip-off? Do you watch the replay in the morning? Do you record it and watch, or do you just listen to the guys here on ESPN Arkansas and go from there?
Yeah, you turn the TV on about volume 7 and you put a shirt over your eyes and lay down.
I can't fall asleep with a TV on in my room.
Andy must work the graveyard shift.
Do they still do the sleep on the TV though?
That's a helpful little hint. Yeah. Clay Henry joining us in just a moment, Hall of Famer, Emmy Award winner, and a magical solderer when it comes to fixing equipment for a day. And calls and texts on the Lewis Automotive Hotline as we go through on 877-377-6963. Stay with us. Halftime is back after this.
You know what's underrated? Having choices. Like, imagine not being able to choose your deluxe cravings box at Taco Bell. Imagine you couldn't get a box of classics for $5, or more faves for $7, or a lavish feast for $9. Now with cheesy dipping burritos and creamy garlic sauce. Good thing all those choices are, actually real. So instead, imagine which you're gonna get. Choose your deluxe cravings box at Taco Bell today. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check if they're going for it on 4th down, before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo...
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those? Yeah, checking first is smart. No. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Dozy Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Dozy Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, an increase in the sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon only in the middle of 40s with winds up to 35 miles per hour. Falling temperatures through the 40s across the south today. Mainly clear sky tonight, overnight low in the low to mid 20s, and then Thursday back to sunshine, a high right around 45. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by COP CDL Academy. Want a life-changing career? Give them a call today at 479-632-1050 or check them out online at copcdlacademy.com.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that can respect it.
Live from the Busch Lights Studio.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's Halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
That's even one Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man.
Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Welcome back. It's halftime, 12:01 on a Wednesday, January the 14th. ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com that you are listening to. Phil Elson, me, him, Matt Jones, and the one and only Kristen Johnston, the C Unit, in the producer's chair, bringing on our good friend, Hall of Famer, and Emmy Award winner, Clay Henry, in just a moment. Matt, you got various beverages to mix up here.
We got an unsweet tea with a splash of lemonade. I went to Chick-fil-A before work. I never do that.
That doesn't happen
So this is the first time all year I've done that. Went to Chick-fil-A, got a chicken biscuit before work, pomegranate juice, organic, no sugar added coconut water, and Topo Chico.
Is that your little thing of honey over there too to sweeten it up? Next to the don't sprinkle cinnamon. Don't sprinkle keyboard duster in your drink. That's next to it too.
Neither one of those.
All right. Any of that sound appetizing to you, Clay Henry?
I thought he was going to make an Arnold Palmer for a second, but I realize now that's way beyond an Arnold Palmer.
No, it's a Matt Jones. It's unsweet tea, pomegranate juice, and organic coconut water. That is officially a Matt Jones.
It's a Jack Nicklaus. Yeah.
I like it. It's a Ricky Fowler.
You didn't think that you'd have a drink named after you before the show was over today, Matt. Welcome to halftime today. Oh, Clay, we missed you for the last hour yesterday. Everything's working for the moment, but man, it's good to have you back.
I listened to y'all, and it's like, and there were like 3 or 4 times. It's like, man, I can handle this question.
Right.
I can handle that one. I can handle that one. So, I mean, I would have been able to complete the show with a little bit of flair. But y'all missed out on that because of this piece of crap little thing I've got laying on my dining room table that's called a Comrex.
Well, he's gonna get a new one on Friday, so it'll
I don't think it's gonna be new, just new to me.
Right. Well, it's the same as somebody said I went and got a new car, but I've got 70,000 miles on it. I've got some clothing that I said was new that really wasn't brand new either.
Yeah, I'm excited because I know that I need this, and I probably have had frustration in my voice the last few times we've done the show because there have been times that I have been holding this thing together as I talked. And so do you sense the frustration in my voice right now?
A little bit. Yeah, it's remnants.
It's supposed to be funny, but it's not.
I don't know. I would be laughing, but I've been in the position that you're in.
Oh, it's everything. I just wrote a major piece for Hogs Illustrated. I guess it'll be online Friday on Nate Allen. Some of the things that hadn't been written that came out of his memorial service. Some new stories, but the common theme in all the Nate Allen stories are frustration with technology. And I don't yell, and I've never thrown this. I've never tried to hurt it. Nate did do all those things. He and the first thing he would yell is, "Why me?" And I've done that a few times the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then the other thing is that if you could feel pain. And I think sometimes he tried to see if they could feel pain, his laptop and his phone. And I've heard horror stories of late that originated from Nancy about Nate's battles with remote control and TVs. I can only imagine.
You ever throw a remote through television? I've seen it happen.
I've thrown it.
I broke
it.
I broke a phone out of frustration with.
I've yelled at it.
Well, that doesn't really scare the remote control very much.
Yeah, the funniest one though was I couldn't make anything work. I couldn't, and I was changing batteries and remotes. I was taking DirecTV remotes from one room to another to see if they would work, and finally I realized that there is something with the HDMI cable that you have to, you're moving it around between, doing your streaming or doing your DirecTV or, and I was working with the wrong remote for the wrong, it had been switched over.
Well, in the last hour.
Does that make any sense?
It does. It does. So you missed us for the last hour yesterday, but the Mike Tomlin news, I don't know what to call it. Is it a resignation? Is it a stepping away? Is it a, parting of ways? But that's kind of carried the last hour yesterday. And there's still a little. I'm not stunned about it anymore. It's just the moment that it happened. When it's the longest tenured coach in professional sports in the United States and Canada.
It's your team too.
Well, that's definitely an aspect of it. But I'm not used. My daughter's a huge NFL fan, huge Steeler fan. The only thing she knows as a Steelers fan is Mike Tomlin as the coach. That's what I remembered from the age of and I was 15 when Chuck Noll resigned from the Steelers, and this all you know. And how could anybody else ever be the coach? I just imagine that's exactly what Cowboys fans were thinking when Jerry made his change that, shocked the world and everything. And I think it was more the way that it went down, the way more than anything. I mean, you understood you probably need to move on from Tom Landry, but that's all you've known for over 2 decades.
Yeah. I read Jimmy Johnson's book Swagger, and it detailed the start of the Jimmy Johnson era, under Jerry Jones, and that the day before or the night before that it was announced, they went to dinner at Tom Landry's favorite place. So they're in there at dinner together, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's who's going to be the coach." And then things got out. It was like a really bad choice to go to dinner in a public place the night before. But you're right. Tom Landry was all Cowboys. In my youth, into my college days and out of college, all I knew was Frank Broyles as the coach at Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
What did we figure it up? 19 years or 17?
It was 19.
19, yeah. So
here's one that I've thought about in the last few years, because if we're all so the Steelers have had 3 coaches since 1969. How many baseball coaches has the University of Arkansas had in the same time period?
2.
2. That's right. You want to talk about stability?
Yeah. So since I'm 71, and since I graduated from high school, there's only been 2 coaches at Arkansas. Just figure that out. Yep.
So it's one of the big topics once we get into baseball season, which is a month away, is is this going to be Dave's last year? When do you think Dave's going to retire? Who's going to be the next Arkansas baseball coach and all of that? Norm still has more years as the head Razorback baseball coach than Dave has. So think of what that feeling was. That wasn't all that long ago too. Matt, heck, you were an athlete on campus when Norm retired, right?
I only remember 2 baseball coaches. Norman.
That's it. And you were on campus when he retired. So I was just like you can't understand this. Somebody else is going to lead that program.
Yeah, let's don't leave the lead hanging though. Dave Van Horn's not. I don't think this is his last year.
Well,
by
no
any stretch.
I've been on record for years now that this isn't a guy that I think is anywhere close to being.
No,
at the
I
end
say
of his
5
career.
to 8 years, and I mean something can happen health wise that changes that. But right now, he's going strong and wants to keep going. And I mean it's something really weird would have to happen. That this would be his last year. And
but when Norm,
even if he wins the championship, it's not his last year.
So when Norm retired, there was only one answer of who was going to be the next coach. Everybody knew it, right? Everybody knew it was going to be Dave Van Horn. And the University of Nebraska knew it was going to be Dave Van Horn, and there was probably nothing they could do. So it was known, even though there wasn't some like succession plan put in place. You all knew what the situation was going to be.
You knew it for several years. Once he was successful at Nebraska, you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, that's a lot different than any of the legendary head coaches that have basically been shown the door. Tom Landry, Chuck Noll. Well, Frank did get to pick his successor. It's a little bit different in college sports when you take over as the athletic director, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, he did handpick coaches for quite some time. I think Houston Nutt was the first committee hire. That was John White's decision, and it didn't turn out the way Frank had thought it was going. He thought it was going to be Tommy Tuberville, and there were people on the committee that thought that, and they interviewed Tommy Tuberville at the National Football Foundation dinner in New York City, and he left there thinking he was the coach. Didn't turn out that way.
I think I freaked some people out going into the thing about, the question's always about Dave retiring. I didn't mean to freak anybody out because I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
I know, but
that's just that's always one of the storylines that people bring up.
At least 3 years.
Yeah, but because you brought it up, I wanted to weigh in on it. So anyway,
good. I don't want to freak anybody out today. There's enough things to freak you out today. Like trying to find a way to stay awake and aware and focused at 8 o'clock to watch all of the imperatives on the basketball court today. So it's a good thing I'm going to have a nap on the flight to Missouri. Otherwise, I'd have a little trouble with it because, at age 49, you get tired a little bit earlier than most others.
You can nap on that short of a flight?
I could nap on a 5-minute bus ride from one side of the street to the other. Yeah. Yeah, it's a talent or a curse, depending on which way you want to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just barely into the nap stage of my life. I never took naps. I mean, if you tried, it was futile. I mean, it just wasn't going to happen. And that's more frustrating than anything. Is, I'm going to take a nap, but no, you're just so wired you can't. And maybe that's the curse of a working man. I don't know. But I congratulate you if you can take a nap on a short airplane flight, because I mean I'm nervous.
No,
I don't like them.
Not going to be a problem at all for me. Not at all. 877-377-6963, our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. They're going to be staying open late tonight at Joe's Grill and Cantina for an 8 o'clock tip-off. Half price apps and cheap taps if you're wearing your Razorback gear during the game. That's for any basketball game all season long at Joe's Grill and Cantina. The place to celebrate Razorback pride and enjoy cold drinks and great food. They're at 3400 South 74th in Fort Smith, across from Harps, online at joesfortsmith.com. Back in a moment with Halftime.
Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now.
A Blockbuster
earth-quaking type of news story. Sean Calipari.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tender love and care makes life worth living. Tender love and care, that's what I'll be given. Every day, every night to you.
They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But we put it inside burritos and tacos anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
Football playoffs are here, and MyBookie is where you turn bets into bankroll. Everybody's betting. The NFL is in full do-or-die mode, college football down to the last teams, and the Super Bowl is just around the corner. If there was ever a time to get in the game, it's right now, and MyBookie makes it stupid easy to play. One account, one wallet. Bet the spread, live bet the second half, hit the casino during commercials. It's all in one place, and you've got the power. Go to MyBookie.ag now, use promo code HOGS, and get your first bet covered up to $500. If it doesn't hit, use your Get Back bonus token and run it back. Don't just watch the playoffs, make them pay. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. Only at MyBookie.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Oh, they might walk on by and never even recognize that I'm a legend in the skies, not just your average Joe. Picture of me sipping on nectar in your world-class room, and say once again I'm the best that's ever been, drinking doubles of all that's new.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Hall of Famer and Emmy Award winner Clay Henry also joining us here on Halftime, and we've got an all-star on hold. Cecil has called our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Guys, let's talk to Cecil. Cecil, what's going on?
Suing.
Yes, that's right.
Hey, fellas, don't think I don't be listening in every day. I've just been really busy.
I know you're there.
But I love y'all to death, man. You know that. Hey, I'm addressing this to both of y'all. Now, I ain't gonna say no name today, Matt, okay? But we're losing because of what? And then, why are we losing the basketball game? What production are we missing on the court?
You talking about points in the paint? You talking about easy basket?
No. I'm just asking you a question. I'm not saying outside, inside. I mean, Matt, you know I go to the games, but the thing about it is I watch them really well, and I'm not gonna say anybody's name. I'm asking you, why are we losing, and why are we scoring less points? Why? I just want to know.
Well, there's just the one game, really. Or are you talking about the way it performed against Auburn, how it happened against Houston? When you're bringing this up, you just what separates Arkansas from a win and a loss, or specifically this Auburn game?
Actually, Phil, both of them, both losses, both of the last two losses, Houston and who do we play? Auburn, yeah.
I see a lack of an inside defensive presence.
You getting a standing ovation for that, Phil? Who said that?
Me. That's
Matt.
Phil. Hi.
Oh, Phil, yes. Phil, you're absolutely right. That's just everybody has their own opinion. Every call-in has their own opinion. But, man, we going to have to make some changes in that paint. We're not going forward in the tournament. That's just facts. Now, I know I might have went overboard with Nick Pringle saying what he don't do, but he ain't showed up yet, man. I mean, come on now. The most he ever averaged, I done did my homework, 9.5 for Carolina. But I figured Calipari say, well, maybe I can get him to do more. And he's done less. He's done half of that at what he did at Carolina last year. So we're going to have to do better in the paint. Well, we're okay on the outside. And, again, it's just my opinion of the game. A-Cup is, he won't be here next year because he's going to go high in the draft. We all know that. He's really good, but we need a kick-out guy. And Malik Thomas is getting better. He's getting better. I got to give it to him. But we're just not getting it. We're not getting the help that we need in the paint. That's the only thing we lacking. We're getting beat every time like that. When we played against Duke, we got murdered. Everybody know that. So I had to get that off my chest, man.
That's what that's legit. That's legit. I don't know if you got to worry too much about that tonight. 877-377-6963 Lewis Automotive Group hotline.
You got to keep Brazil on defense. You got to be able to play defense and help defense and understand floor spacing. But I think when you get into the tournament, you keep him closer to the rim because he's so hard to shoot over, and his best defense isn't point of attack. Who's the outside linebacker defensive end? Perkins at LSU, right? So how do you beat him? You run right at him. So that's the thing with Brazil. If you can let him play help defense, oh man, he's one of the best defensive players in the league.
You're right, Matt. And Perkins, you don't want him to be the backside free. You're running away, because you're running away from him, and he's going to chase you down. That's what he wants. Is like I'll just go chase that dude down, and except for one or two, he can. Like you better be 4.38 if you're going to outrun him, because he's 4.42. But now Brazil, he can play perimeter defense. He just needs to quit trying to take the ball away. I mean, just mirror your man. You don't, when he goes and reaches and takes the ball, tries to take it, they go right around him. And then there's not a Trevin Brazile to block it. You're right. So just mirror your man, let him give the ball up, and then you can be help defense, because that's what he excels at. Now, if it's a 3-point shooter, then he's going to have to stay at home. And he left his man a couple of times, and they made threes. So the scouting report's going to help him on that. But I kind of wince a little bit when I hear Cecil and fans and talking about, we're not scoring here, we're not scoring there. The first thing you need to do is fix your defense. And defense wins. That's what you win with on the road. You're not going to go outscore somebody on the road. You got to slow them down. Defense, you usually pack it in your luggage and take it with you, but they don't have their defense ironed out. Now that's where they were at the start of last year in conference play. They played the same way against LSU, overpressured, gave up dribble penetration. That's what I'm looking for tonight to see if that's fixed.
Let's try Charlie on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Charlie, what's up?
What's up, guys? Phil, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Just wanted to say that.
It's his birthday?
Your dad.
Yeah, today's the day, Clay.
I mean, is it like 62?
He's 32.
49 going on 18.
I mean, really, 49?
Yes, that's the real number.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Clay, you are speaking my language, which is, I don't want to scare you by saying that, but you are speaking my language.
Well, I mean, we speak the same language, but I use a little bit higher class words.
But that's true, and you're a lot smarter than me. I accept that.
Oh, I'm not saying that. That was a joke. That was just a joke.
The word is scribe, right? It's scribing words.
Hey, listen, I am totally fine with that. I'm only 33. I got a lot to learn, but I will say, you're talking about the defensive end. Look, where I'm going to disagree with Cecil a little bit. You can't look across college basketball and, some of those UConn teams, they could go inside out. They were really good at pretty much doing everything. But every team kind of has weaknesses. Look, for this team, I think they can score with anybody. But Clay, you were correct. There's going to be nights when you go on the road, you gotta defend. That's the stuff that travels. You have got to defend. You got to talk. There was a couple of games early in the year, Clay, where Brazile maybe was doing a little bit better job of not necessarily overextending on defense. He would kind of give the guy a little bit of room, and then if the guy took the shot, his contest, I mean, if y'all think about it, when he contests a shot, you feel it. When you're trying to shoot over him, I mean, he can be a few inches back, but when he's not over pressuring like you're saying and getting blown by, he's much better. And as Matt said, he's an unbelievably help defender. He's awesome at it. But I also think it goes back to what you said yesterday, Clay. The initial on-ball defense by everyone. I'm not pointing anyone out on this. I'm talking about
the whole team. Yeah,
has got to be better. And I think whether it's following this, the game plan, the scouting report, all that stuff. But Clay, I wanted to ask this yesterday because I was listening to you talk about this too. On the pressure side, do you think Arkansas gets worried sometimes when they get into a game that maybe slows down a little bit? Because they want the game sped up, right? They want it at their pace. And if they're playing a team that, honestly, if I'm playing Arkansas, I'm going to try to slow the game down if I can.
That's what Ole Miss tried to do. Yeah.
Exactly. And get them in a half-court game and see if they can beat you that way. That's the way I would play them. And also pack the lane when Darius Acuff drives, as Cal talks about. Because, look, guys, yes, we have guys who can make shots, but I don't want them getting to the free throw line and getting to the lane, too, if I'm guarding them. So I think at the end of the day, it still starts defensively. And if you get stops and you get rebounds and you get out and run, you ain't got to necessarily worry about as much your half-court offense. So
Carolina needs this game to be in the low 70s.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
And but it's
anyways. Y'all have going.
Thanks, Charlie.
I don't. As far as what the point totals and all that is, I think that just happens organically. I mean, I don't think you have to do anything to push it, in a dramatic way. I think that just the way you play, it will happen. But you have to, don't give up. Make South Carolina grind to the end of the shot clock. Don't make a risky move early that gets them off the hook. Now, they probably will try to pressure them a little bit. Home court, you can do it a little better. There usually is some timid nature of the road team, but I do want to go back to one thing Cecil said. If you're waiting on Nick Pringle to be a scoring threat, and give you 7, 8, 9, 10 points,
That's not him.
You're wasting your time. Don't wait, because that's not where. If you want offense from that position, it'll be Ewan. That's just the way it's going to be. Now, I think that he can give them some things. Mainly, it's minutes and fouls, but he's never going to be a scorer for this team or any other SEC team. That's just not. Put his body on people, take that postman off the offensive glass. That's what he's there for.
Way too many scores on this Arkansas team compared to South Carolina. Yeah. I think in this case, they play the right kind of defense, but they're going to be able to just outscore Carolina. I just don't think Carolina's got the kind of weapons to come into Bud Walton and get out with a win, because they're going to need to keep Arkansas at about 70, 71. Ain't going to happen. Not going to happen.
I think
tonight.
You're going to see, and this might not be the right word, but I think Cal said he thought Auburn played in a desperate manner. That's not what you need. You don't need necessarily to be desperate, but play with no fear and to be the aggressor. And that's going after loose balls and rebounds. That's how this team is going to dominate somebody, and that's why Auburn dominated. They did that, and Arkansas didn't.
Hey, if you're looking for a new vehicle or a great used vehicle in North Central Arkansas, try the Clay Maxey Auto Group. They have a promise to provide a level of service to maximize your drive at every step in your car ownership experience. Clay Maxey Auto Group is in Harrison, Mountain Home, Clinton, and Berryville. Also online at ClayMaxeyAutoGroup.com. Personalized car buying, competitive, transparent pricing, and reliable, consistent repairs from factory-trained technicians at Clay Maxey Auto Group. They go beyond the sale, serving their communities through local partnerships, events, and programs. Again, online, ClayMaxeyAutoGroup.com. They ask for the opportunity to maximize your drive today. We continue with more halftime right after this break.
Has anybody had the cream corn here? Have you ever done the cream corn? If you haven't done the cream corn, try the cream corn.
This is halftime.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text FORCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text FORCE to 42424. That's FORCE to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure.
Up, lobs to Knox, and Carter throws it down with two hands.
This is halftime.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Arklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteArklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Get up now. Place your feet on solid ground. Get up now. Friends come and go, who's got you now? Those obstacles ahead, they don't disappear if you stay trapped inside your head. So get on now and face yourself. Get on now.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
I was reading about the Milwaukee Bucks last night. They got blown out, lost by over 30 points, and the Milwaukee fans at the Fiserv Center were booing the team, and Giannis booed back at them. Giannis has booed back at his home fans, Matt Jones, and this makes me think of Blackjack McDowell walking off the pitcher's mound at Yankee Stadium getting booed. And, you can shout out to 50,000 people. They're not going to hear you, or you can just speak with one specific finger, which is what he did.
Do you think that the fire Tomlin chants had something to do with Tomlin getting fired?
That's an interesting question.
When you lose something with the crowd, with the fans, I don't know how much you buy into that, but that's what was going on with Tomlin.
Mm-hmm. And he's not going to boo back at them, but he'd say certain things.
I think Giannis is gone. I've been saying that.
Feels like it.
Last couple months that I think he'll New York Knicks. I mean, he'll be a big market.
But I don't know, Clay. Do you know instances of like a player literally booing back? Because usually you're told, Well, you're told how to react. Just let it slide off of you. It's, in some cases, it can be a little difficult to.
Yeah, football, it's you kind of get a pass because people can't see in the face mask, especially if you've got that little, what do they call it, the eye protector, the little visor thing built into your face mask. But I remember a kicker at Arkansas that had been booed, and you could probably figure out who I'm talking about. And then he won a game, and he ran around the field, and everybody thought he was celebrating, and he was giving it back to the fans. It's just like, oh, okay. But you had to be really close to know what was going on, and I was, after the game. Yeah, so yeah, sometimes that raw emotion just brings out something that probably ought to be, kept under wraps. But well,
you wonder also how much of it has to do with the fact that he didn't look like he wants to be there anymore. It's not.
No, that's true.
It's not just the blowout loss. It's the idea of
I've had enough. Yeah.
Yes, which I guess is. It seems like he might be at the point of the end of the frustration. That's a long time he's been there, man. That's 13 seasons worth in one city.
Yeah, everything. There's a time and place, and he's probably at his time to move on. And I mean, it's he gave him the ultimate, but it's got to keep feeding the monster.
Here's Del Curry will have his number 30 retired by the Charlotte Hornets. We forget sometimes of how good Steph's dad was in the NBA for a good long. He's one of the best sharpshooters of his time, if I remember.
Did he play anywhere else? I know he played for the Charlotte Hornets for years, but it seems like maybe he might have bounced around. But yeah, I remember him on part of those Larry Johnson Charlotte Hornets. Man, that was they were.
I don't ever remember him missing.
That's right.
He probably did, but it's like a big shot. Late in the game, he was money.
A little over 40% career 3-point
so he
shooting.
did miss a few. Yeah,
but his back then, Clay, I always thought that would be the tutorial how to teach somebody how to shoot. And then go watch Del Curry. Yeah, watch how he shoot.
44th best 3-point percentage in NBA history, Del Curry. So where's his son?
His son's the best shooter of all time.
There you go.
Although I'd still go with Larry Bird if you're Larry Bird,
a game of horse.
Yeah, Larry Bird I think's a better player than Steph Curry, so I give him that. But Steph Curry might be the best shooter of all time.
So
Steph Curry's 14th all time in percentage. His dad's 44th.
If you didn't go inside of 25 feet, in other words, no corner shots, just out there on the wing, and you had a game of horse, I'd take Curry over Bird. But if you say, we're going to let you shoot any shot you want, either hand, call bank, all those little clever things, then I go with Larry Bird. But just as far as the long range sharpshooter, and if you want to stand out there with a broom, he's still going to make them.
We're speaking our age, but Larry was a bad dude, and I don't think he ever shot more than 3-pointers in a game a season type thing. They're shooting 12 a game now. So if you put him in today's metrics with the analytics of today's game, then Larry would be shooting 17 3-point shots. He never did that.
The thing with Steph Curry, and I'm thinking of father-son combos where the father is in the Hall of Very Good, and the son
Griffey Sr.
is one of the greatest of all time. Yeah, Griffey, Bonds, and Curry. These three, and whoever else I can't think of, but I'm sure there's some of them out there.
There's some football players. You got the Matthew family that's there, the Mannings.
Ken Griffey was a stud on those Reds teams in the 70s. He wasn't a Hall of Famer, but he was a main cog of the big red machine. Bobby Bonds was as bad of a man as there was in Major League Baseball for a time. He would have fit in perfectly to today. Swing from the heels. If you hit it, it might go a long way. If it doesn't, don't worry about it very much. And go run when you're on the bases. He was basically just the same as his son, just he didn't have the strike zone judgment and wasn't quite as good. And then there's Del Curry. I think it's the same idea.
Yeah, we're going to get into an era where we're getting sons going into the Hall of Fame. Eli's going, right? He's not in there yet.
Of course he is.
I think he's in.
It's going to take some time.
Yeah, he's not in yet. Is what I'm getting at. Yeah, But it's like we're gonna have these father-son conversations coming up.
Oh, Arch Manning was put in the Hall of Fame before last season even started.
Well, yeah, but he also fell out.
He was removed from the Hall of Fame before the season ended. And just wait for the hype.
On the field.
Oh, it'll come back again. That whole hype, we'll hear it again. It'll come back. I guess it's a little different because it wasn't his dad that did anything. Remember, his dad is the one that was in Cooper. He was hurt. It was an injury. Otherwise, maybe he would have been the next great Manning. Yeah, who are the other father-son combos where the dad is a Hall of Very Good and the son is a potential greatest of all time, or you could just say Hall of Famer. It's like the pressure that ends up on a son. And I don't know, the dad hopefully doesn't put the pressure on him to reach his own achievements. You think of like the Dailies. Think of the pressure that John II is going to feel going into the pros.
Pippen's kid, we just saw him play at Vanderbilt. Sure. And he's not as good as his pops, but that's tough to be.
He's still good.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I'll give you an example with Razorback blood. Billy Ray Smith and Billy Ray Smith Jr.
There you go. Here's a good one from Scott the Tortilla Guy, Michael and Clay Thompson. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but Billy Ray Sr. was he was a rounder, and Golden Glove boxer, and then he had a good time with the Colts. So here's the trivia: where is Billy Ray Smith Sr. from? We know that he raised his son in Plano, but where did he grow up?
Don't know.
Augusta, Arkansas. So that's the lineage. Yeah.
What about you? Another one we're seeing right in front of our eyes. You bring up daily, but Tiger and Charlie Woods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This would be the same thing. Yeah. Charlie, I hope your 50th birthday has a sponsor. My 50th birthday next year, Matt, is not going to have a sponsor or a title or a.
I don't know. We could get those things at Gelco that are up in there. The under roof.
I would have a dress code to my birthday party. You see, there is a dress code for
Spandex
Tiger's birthday
only.
party, and it's to wear a little touch of red. Come on.
I didn't invite y'all to my 70th, and I hope that you don't hold it against me when you have your blowout for your 50th.
My 50th birthday.
I always say Skype me in. Just FaceTime me for a second. I'll be there.
The best way to celebrate.
So I can sing a little song. Yeah.
So you don't have to be in a room with people that you don't know, I think, more than anything. Yeah, my problem is I always end up celebrating, and it's not a problem, but my birthday's during basketball season, so I'm always not always, but most of the time, I'm with a basketball team. I've had the UALR women's team sing happy birthday to me at 12:01 on AM on some bus in some freeway in Alabama after a game against South Alabama before. I thought that was the sweetest thing that I've ever experienced. Which, by the way, that puts the Arkansas women's basketball team on notice for tonight's dinner. Sing or I'm insulted. 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Group hotline. I do want to thank John who texted in a Hebrew happy birthday, a Yom Huledet Sameach, which he had to look up. And I don't think he had Hebrew on his keyboard anyway.
Yeah, well, I want to give you some advice, from living in a house with, all women. Don't make any challenges to a room full of women. You might be disappointed.
I think that sounds like a survival skill, Matt.
It is. It is
a terrific survival skill. All right.
Hey, I would like to have had Matt Jones here at the house for my 70th, and I could go around the room, like 20 feet away. He's like, yeah, the guy over there in the beard, 6'6", that's Matt Jones.
The guy with the beard.
It looks like Santa Claus's beard.
Yeah. That he's not a WWE wrestler. That's Matt Jones.
Yet. There's still some time left.
I don't think he's going to do that.
Some careers begin in their 40s. Who knows? All right, let's break here on halftime. Kevin and Roger, stay on the lines. We'll get to your call right after this.
I really enjoy y'all's show. I put on the headset and get out and do my yard work and work on the porch and do whatever I need to do and listen to you guys.
This is halftime.
Winter has arrived, bringing frothy mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, a Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping. Plus, a Cut Above can take care of all your leaf removal. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. That's a Cut Above, 719-5605.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
Call Brad Howe in Van Buren or call Ryan Hughes in Fort Smith.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as, that's 888-665-0696.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
We're keeping Arkansas beautiful. Want to lend a hand? Don't be afraid to get them dirty. Every day, volunteers around the state are picking up litter, planting trees and wildflowers, recycling, and more. You know what these volunteers need most? Help. Volunteer today at KeepArkansasBeautiful.com. Learn more about all our programs. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Read the bottle, mama, it's great. Take off your high heel sneakers.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Now, back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Hall of Famer Clay Henry as well. And we appreciate Kevin and Rogers holding on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline, so we give him a little bit of room to breathe with his phone call here. Hi, Kevin. How are you today?
Hey, Phil. Hey, Matt. Hey, Hall of Famer Clay Henry. How are y'all today?
Good.
Yeah. I got a few things. I figure the Hogs will take care of business tonight. Hopefully they're not looking to head to that Georgia game. Georgia game's going to be tough. That place will be rocking. Mike White's got a really good basketball team. I've watched them and they're deep. I mean, he plays 10, 11 players, so you guys can comment on that. Regarding the father and son one, Bill, I'm like you. I'm a big baseball guy, baseball historian. A lot of people don't always mention them, but the Alomar family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and also, Cecil and Prince Fielder is good. I mean,
they were about on the same level, though. I'd put both Cecil and Prince in the Hall of Very Good.
Craig and Kevin Stadler, the Walrus.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Walrus Jr.
The Walrus. Is he called Walrus Jr.?
I hope so.
He better be.
Yeah, and then like in football, and I have one that's off the cuff too with auto racing, the Andretti's. I mean, Michael and Mario, pretty successful. I'm not a big auto racing guy, but the McCaffrey, Ed and Christian.
That was good, yeah.
That's a really good one
That
there.
is a good
That's
one.
a good one.
Yeah,
If
a lot
you
of
think
people,
McCaffrey's a Hall of Famer, the running back?
I think the son will be a Hall of Famer. I mean, Ed McCaffrey was probably one of the most reliable receivers. You know, he's up there. I mean, reliability. I don't know that he'll get the recognition. I believe if his son continues to play,
Another 2 years maybe at what he's doing, yeah.
Kevin, you're right on with
mean,
the Alomars, though. Sandy Alomar Sr. was good. I know he was a Hall of Very Good, but then the brothers, Sandy Alomar Jr. was very good. Roberto is a Hall of Famer, so I think that'll classify.
Yeah, Roberto was great. Just a few things there. You guys can comment on what you think about the game and the game's coming up. I mean, I'm not into, the media, the national media is kind of saying, they weren't as good non-conference, all the SEC. But if you look at the net rankings in the top 50, I mean, there are a lot of SEC teams in the top 50 of the net rankings. I mean, I'd say 10 plus. I mean, so when you go on the road, those are quad one games. I mean, plain and simple. I mean, there's a reason why Vanderbilt's like in the top 7. I don't believe they played a team as good as what Arkansas has played, but they're 5-0 in quad one because they played 2 or 3 road games. St. Mary's is probably the best team they've played, and I mean, I don't know. We'll see how the season plays out. I believe Vanderbilt's taking advantage of a little bit of a soft opening in conference. I do believe they'll lose tomorrow night at Texas. So that's all I got, and I'll listen. Hang up.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
appreciate that, Kevin. Thanks very much. I'm a little surprised at all the net rankings for the SEC teams just because they didn't have the same kind of performance non-conference that we saw from last year. But yeah, everybody's still in the top 100. Arkansas's net is 33, which kind of ranks, still in the high to middle area for the SEC. So you're in a good position to get a good seed as long as you continue to win games at the rate you win in this league.
Look, win your home games. That means you're going to beat Vanderbilt, LSU, Kentucky, Auburn, which I think you will, Missouri, A&M, and Texas. And then you have a couple road games at Georgia, at Oklahoma, at Mississippi State, at Alabama. I mean, those are some tough games coming up.
Get to 12 or 13 conference wins and everything's okay.
If you get, that's when 8-1 at worst at home, and then can you go 5-4 on the road? I think this team could.
Well, we've seen them. The Ole Miss game was a little interesting because I thought they were going to pull away and it gets tight at the end. But you just look at it as a win more than anything, But
right, it's a road victory, 100%.
And then burn the tape of Auburn and pretend it didn't even happen. But I think that's still stuck in a lot of people's minds because it's still fresh.
I think they just joked around about that. I think they watched it.
Well, they kind of have to always. We're back in hour number 3 after this break.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Start the year strong with New Holland 300 Series compact track loaders from WT Equipment. Enjoy outstanding comfort, class-leading visibility, and best-in-class boom geometry for exceptional lift and reach. With fuel-efficient models from 60 to 90 horsepower and a wide range of attachments, the 300 Series CTLs are ready for whatever the job and the year throws at you. See the New Holland 300 Series compact track loaders today at WT Equipment in Springdale. WT Equipment. Equip your future, elevate your potential.
You know what's underrated? Having choices. Like, imagine not being able to choose your deluxe cravings box at Taco Bell. Imagine you couldn't get a box of classics for $5, or Faves for $7, or a lavish feast for $9. Now with cheesy dipping burritos and creamy garlic sauce. Good thing all those choices are, like, actually real. So instead, imagine which you're gonna get. Choose your deluxe cravings box at Taco Bell today. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
New year, new goals, and C2 Supply in Poto is here to help you keep things moving with a wide range of industrial, agricultural, and specialty products. Chances are we already have exactly what you need, and if we don't, that's where C2 shines. Just tell us what you're looking for, and C2 will track it down so you can stay focused on your job. Because at C2 Supply in Poto, time is money, and C2 is here to save you both. Start the year supplied and ready. Visit C2 at 602 North Broadway Street in Poto, or call 918-647-0431. C2 Supply, being to your supply needs.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, an increase in the sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon only in the middle of 40s with winds up to 35 miles per hour. Falling temperatures through the 40s across the south today. Mainly clear sky tonight. Overnight low in the low to mid 20s. And then Thursday back to sunshine. A high right around 45. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Cop CDL Academy. Want a life-changing career? Give them a call today at 479-632-1050 or check them out online at copcdlacademy.com.
This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that would respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studio.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Joaquin State dominate, and we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
They were one Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man.
Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
And into hour number 3, halftime rolls on. This is ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Phil Olsen along with Matt Jones. C-Unit Christian Johnston producing. Hall of Famer, Emmy Award winner Clay Henry is with us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, and the phones are open if you want, 877-377-6963.
We're not going to have Clay on again until after the national championship game. Huh?
That's right. We'll have him on Tuesday. The championship game is Monday night.
I got to get Clay. Have we delved into that yet?
Nope.
I got it. What are you thinking? Because I'm in the minority. It seems like around here, and it's kind of doing it because I don't want to jinx Phil. Because if I start jump on Phil said there's no room on the Indiana bandwagon. So because I've been against them since they gone.
You've been consistent with this.
But I think this is going to be a one-score game. I think it's going to be a really tight game. I think it's going to be a really physical game, and I think that this game could go either way.
I really think that you're going to see the same thing that we've seen, other than, and I guess the Ohio State game, you got to see both teams against them, right?
That's right.
So we know the talents there.
They were both
they're going to match up physically.
so that they were both low-scoring games. But I think that you're going to see Indiana score 28, and I think Miami can get to 17. So, I like Indiana and laying the points. How's that?
I'm with it. I think that's Mendoza hasn't had a Heisman jinx. Could you think something like that? The thing that Miami's going to do is they're going to create a little bit of havoc, and they're going to put a little pressure on them. And it's not that Ohio State didn't put pressure on Mendoza, but they're going to be a little unconventional and kind of take a couple chances.
You're right, and there could be some pressure on Mendoza. Going home is not as easy. I watched Cam Koziel, try that in Omaha, and the pressure that all of the media activity is going to be focused around him, and maybe that's the way he likes it. But I just like you say, the pressure of the Heisman doesn't look like it's hit yet. And a lot of times you see, the bowl game after somebody wins a Heisman. We didn't have playoffs, until recently, where you'd have 3 or 4 rounds. But it was the Heisman winner. I mean, he'd been on the banquet circuit. It was tough. But so far it hasn't seemed to bother him. I mean, I'm waiting for him to throw a bad pass. I haven't seen one. I mean, every single pass, even the ones he's thrown away, they were perfect.
Does he still have more touchdowns than incompletions?
It has been for the playoffs.
That's nuts.
There has been some close games, though. They had a close game with Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game, and they had to come from behind at Oregon State. But other than that, they've beaten some really good teams with ease.
Well, and I'd say the eye test is Indiana passes it. I was watching Indiana-Alabama, that playoff game when after Alabama beat Oklahoma. And I thought Indiana was in Alabama's jerseys because they looked bigger, they looked stronger, they looked like Alabama more than Alabama looked like.
Well,
Alabama.
here's what they look like to me. They looked like a Nick Saban team, and his, whether you want to say it's Alabama or whatever, but I mean it looked like Nick Saban Alabama after the 3rd or 4th year, where they made everything was perfect, everything was by the book. And it looked like it was something that they could repeat. It wasn't like, they just had their best all-time game. No, their best all-time game is the same as what they've had for the last month.
So this is a coronation too of the Big Ten as the you'd have to say, you put it, the most successful of the college football leagues. You can debate about the middle of the league and the bottom of the league and the depth of all of it and that. But if that league wins 3 championships in a row, then there they go. You can title them the most successful league in the sport. But I also wonder if this is some kind of a coronation of a dynasty in the making. I mean, is Michigan going to get up there quickly under Kyle Whittingham? I guess you can get up there quickly. It just took Cignetti 1 year. Ohio State's not going anywhere. But with the portal class that they're getting, the money that continues to flow, and even more money to Indiana, it just kind of feels to me like a win here is potentially the start of, one of the true dominant programs in the sport. Although with the level of play, the filter of all these playoff games that you got to play, it's tough, I think, to have a real dynasty.
The part that'll get you is that you don't have. This is what has helped some of the dynasties in in pro football, is that you can keep your quarterback for a while.
Yeah,
I mean they've got to start over at quarterback, and they probably can, but this guy played a lot better than last year's quarterback. I mean, he played good last year, but not at the end. This guy is going to be really tough to replace. I mean, when you get perfect quarterback play, that's unusual. I mean, nobody plays perfect, but so far he has.
And that's a good point to the idea of the stability of a dominant program.
Starts with quarterback.
Well, if you look at professional football, what's the overarching thing that has been the continuance of dynasties of late? What's been the continuance?
Quarterback.
It's all quarterback play. I mean, so the Cowboys won all of their Super Bowls in the 90s, one quarterback. The Niners, Joe Montana won with Steve Young. Steelers in the 70s, Bradshaw. Bart Starr before that with the Packers. You're right, though. It is different in college football. Much different. Tom Brady, of course. Much different in college, especially now where
and then
if you're a program like Indiana and like Miami, you may be going through a different starting quarterback every year through the portal.
That's correct. I mean, it looks like that he can replicate what he's doing on defense, though.
And that's what I was going to say to answer the question as well, that all those teams had a defense that could get stops and played fast. Yeah, you got a quarterback. I get that. But, man, you got to be able to get stops and get off the field on third down.
So look at college football dynasties of late. There's 2 years.
Two best defenses, I think, left in college football right now is Miami and Indiana.
Okay.
That's why they're there.
That's exactly it.
But
the two oldest quarterbacks as well.
And you can go back and you say, well, what's the common denominator of, the teams that have won the championship? It's defense. I mean, it's like, Georgia had, unbelievable defensive line play for a number of years. They're still really good. But that was, and the same thing, you look around, 3, 4, 5 years ago at the good NFL teams, and they all got a defensive tackle or defensive end from Alabama.
And Ohio State had their best player plays for Pittsburgh, right?
Michigan,
Jack?
Then Michigan did, yeah. So you think you like Indiana's chances to be able to do this because it's been solid for 2 straight years, but it's still there's some things that can go wrong. I mean, you got to stay healthy. I mean, there's all kinds of little nuances to this. But yeah, I mean, I'm pulling for Indiana. I guess that, if your program has been down and you see somebody that's been down, and if you're Ryan Silverfield, he's preaching the Indiana story. He's telling we can do that here. I mean, we're in the same spot Indiana was. For the last 10, 12 years. We can do this.
And not get too high on the recruiting rankings. Because what was Mendoza out of the transfer portal? Was he considered to be a top 5, and then he wins the Heisman Trophy? He wasn't Carson Beck. He wasn't even Cam Ward the year before.
He was sought after, but I don't think quite to that level. And maybe not to the level like Swordsby this year with Texas Tech or Sam Levitt, who's now committed to LSU.
Well, he had to come in and win the job, so it wasn't just given to him. I mean, that's where he was, because, I mean, he wasn't, the anointed one rolling into town. It's that all has happened since he's gotten there.
Well, I think of the two dynasties.
And I got to be honest, I didn't know who he was.
I didn't either. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I think of the two.
I'm sure that I had watched him play just in passing, but didn't watch enough of any of those games to, before he got there.
I didn't even realize I was watching him, but I remember watching Auburn last year play Cal.
Yes, I watched that too.
I had no idea who the Cal quarterback was.
Me neither.
Now I know who the Cal quarterback was for that game.
Yeah, so does everybody at Cal.
That's right. That's right. Hey, they may be thinking, hey, we could have had
him.
The
one that went and got away.
We did have him, but you didn't quite have the coach.
Yeah, they're claiming. They're claiming him as one of theirs, just like Ohio State claimed Joe Burrows after he transferred and won the Heisman. It's like, there's one of our Heisman winners. Yeah, right.
Like Kentucky wants to claim Darius Acuff.
Yeah, because our coach signed him. That's our coach.
Oh, we would have had him.
We would have had him.
We would have had him, so we can claim him then. Why not?
Yeah.
Would you like to claim our next caller here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, Brian in Ozark? Anybody want to claim Brian? Brian, you can claim yourself. What's up? How are you? We checked on him a moment ago, and then he hung up. Because he knows that we hit our commercial breaks at the 11s.
He thought, I'm only going to have 15 seconds, so I don't want that.
It's all right, Brian. Check back.
That's how you do it. I'm sorry, we're done.
Wanted to get on here and say Steve Sarkisian is a complete joke. Arch is garbage. Archie himself would be better right now. I only call you guys when I wait for my mom to come home from work, and I listen to the Hit That Line app every night to fall asleep.
AI, Brian. See, that's what happens, Brian. If you make a call, you don't stay on the lines there. We have to play AI, Brian in Ozark, who is the fastest phone caller in all of AI. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Stay with us. Back in just a moment.
Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
Hey, Ty Richardson, back in my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria in downtown Fort Smith here with Brooklyn, one of the new gals. Y'all have got a great special on Monday, Brooklyn.
Yes, we have our $3 domestic drafts, our Bud Lights, Miller Lights, Coors Light, Yuengling, Shiner Bock, Michelob Ultra, some super cold mugs, and 10 wings for $8.95.
Come on by and see us at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Are you tired of bulky, embarrassing dentures? At River Valley Smile Center, we offer fixed hybrid dentures, a permanent solution that looks and feels more natural than traditional dentures. They're secure, comfortable, and never come out. Most procedures can be completed right here in our office with sedation. No need for referrals. With state-of-the-art facilities, advanced techniques, and digital workflow, we provide the best possible outcomes. Financing is also available. Call us at River Valley Smile Center today at 479-646-0706 or visit us at rivervalleysmiles.com.
Flu vaccines, both regular and high dose for seniors, are now available at Law's Drug Store in Fort Smith. Call 452-6116 to schedule your shot appointment. Usually there is no cost when covered by your insurance. Law's Drug has COVID vaccines, RSV vaccines for ages 60 plus. Pneumonia and tetanus shots are also available. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug Store, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text FORCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text FORCE to 42424. That's FORCE to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. Got a lot going on during the week. I really don't want to leave the office, but my stomach's still growling. Thankfully, my buddy Mitchell introduced me to DK Fit Meals. David and his team put together incredible meal preps for me each and every week. Mitchell, I'm sure glad you recommended DK Fit Meals.
And with Arkansas basketball season underway, finding time to cook every night just isn't that easy. So with DK Fit Meals, I've got meals that are ready to go in just a matter of minutes. Find your flavor at dkfitmeals.com. That's dkfitmeals.com. So easy, even Ty can do it. Fuel your life with DK Fit Meals.
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
And Hall of Famer and Emmy Award winner Clay Henry is with us as well. And we'd had a text in earlier about the Hall of Very Good Dad, the Hall of Famer son. Somebody had said Orville and Clay, but that doesn't qualify because they're both Hall of Famers in that case. So, yeah, it's about the father being really, really good, but the son being viewed maybe in better terms, or not maybe, just being better overall. So I don't think that would be you and Orville.
I'm not better. I know that. But yeah, it's that we're talking about people on the field. We're not talking about this. Yeah.
No, that's exactly right. We're not. We want to talk about a little bit about the field of baseball. We got 30 days until opening day when the Hogs open up against Oklahoma State in Globe Life Field.
I'm writing baseball pieces right now.
So what's top of mind for you about the team?
Yeah, in something I'm going to be, I've fleshed it all out, got all the stuff to write. Now I'm going to write it this afternoon. Is just kind of the culture of Arkansas baseball. And, first thing you need to do is figure out what is culture.
Right. I was going to ask this. So this goes along with the idea of the, two coaches in 56 years. It's programs like that where a culture is sort of baked in and 1 year's team kind of begets for the next year's team, so on and so forth. I think that's difficult to be able to continue to create that on an annual basis with the transiency of the players now.
Well,
but they've been able to do it.
That's kind of where I'm glad you brought that up, because that's kind of what I went after. I had an interview with Matt Hobbs, the pitching coach, and we were talking about, how is this culture been able, have the continuity. Obviously, the coaching staff is the same. They've changed strength coaches of late. Hunter Bell, what's seen his third year, fourth year, something like that. I may be wrong on that. It might be longer. But Hobbs and even Wernes, even though he hadn't been a full-time coach, has been around for a while. So they, and you look, Clay Goodwin's been there, the complete time. Dave Van Horn's been the coach 22 years, whatever. And, but it's like the quickest way you can wreck the culture would be baseball to me, because the roster flips. It has been flipping for a long time. When they turn the year of their 21st birthday, they're drafted. So they're losing players as sophomores. And so junior college players may only stay 1 year. So the roster turns over. So, and I asked Matt, he says, well, the first thing you have to do is commit to keep bringing in high school players, because those can be your 3-year players or 4-year players based on, and then you can have some continuity that you have, older players that have been in your program. But if you're just bringing in portal guys, you could bring in a complete roster of portal guys, and we'll see that from time to time.
I think that it would be awfully important what is one of the things about this year's team that really makes you think it's solid and will be able to resist too many valleys. When you have a catcher-led team, and Ryder Helfrich is one of those guys who's a high school recruit, who didn't play much that first year. Last year, he improved greatly as the season went on. It's his team this year. He's the best player on this team. And when your catcher isn't just the best player, but also is, I don't think he'll be a vocal leader, but he'll be a guy to lead by example, and just the steadying influence of having that guy on the mound to go talk to a pitcher who needs the talking. It's like having an extra coach, and that's how they'll view him. So, yeah, I mean, and I've seen other baseball teams at Arkansas where they got a transfer catcher to come in, and he was a main reason why they had a great year. Think of Michael Turner. But I think that's a thing that should stand out is if you talk culture, like Matt, if I'm thinking culture for football, is there a specific position that would stand out? Because in baseball, if your catcher is your dude on the team, that's going to go miles for the culture of that club.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a leader, and you kind of recognize who they are. And in a football locker room's a little bit different because there's so many players. There has to be about 3 or 4 good leaders. George Wilson was a receiver. It can really come from any position, and he was one of our best leaders. Ken Hamlin was a safety. So when you're talking defense, a linebacker or a safety, Tony Bua was a leader who was a linebacker and a safety. So those are, to be a safety, you have to be smarter a little. I mean, you have to understand kind of everything that's going on, and to be a really good safety. So usually it ends up being players. And then I think of George Wilson. He was a really good safety at the next level. One of the smartest football players I ever played with was George.
You think of like Casey Opitz for 2 of the best teams that I've seen at Arkansas, 2019 and 2021. And of course, 21 they didn't go to Omaha, but they didn't lose a weekend until the Super Regionals, as we know. And Ryder is, I think, just as good defensively and a better hitter. And Casey was more of a vocal leader. But I thought that a main reason, when you remember you'd watch that 2021 team, sometimes it was like, how do they keep winning 2 out of 3 every weekend? I think the catcher was a huge reason why, and it's going to be a reason why this year too, Clay.
You're right, and to kind of piggyback on that Opitz thing, you watched him play. And you watched him manage the pitchers in the way he gave them feedback on every pitch. He celebrated good pitches. And, I mean, the confidence that he gave his pitching staff was, to me, as good as I've ever seen from that position. And the thing that was interesting is that, you do post-game interviews with the other coaches, and they would bring that up. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it was deflating, like he's punching out our hitters before the umpire does. It's like, because he knew it was a strike, and he's punching them out and throwing the ball back. But it wasn't just, it's not just Opitz. When you go back and you talk about a James McCann that's still playing in pro ball, a Brian Walker, and there's been others that
Pagnozzi.
Here's the thing about Pagnozzi.
He played third base here, right?
No, he only played 1 year, but it was catcher. He was third baseman in junior college, and Norm told him, "You come here because you can hit a little bit, but you have no power. You're going to have to be a catcher if you're going to go to the next level, because you can hit all those singles to right field you want, and they're not going to put you at third base." His deal was the opposite field singles. He did it all the way through pro ball. But, yeah, he's Gold Glove catcher, but he didn't catch until he, just had 1 year with Norm. But you can always go back and see Norm had good catchers. Did you know Norm was a left-handed catcher?
Yeah, we've gone through that. I love that.
I mean, he's a catcher. Mm-hmm. And that he thought that was the most important thing you could do. Norris told me he thinks that Cam Kozel can catch at the next level.
Yeah, and I know he and Dave have talked about that.
Yeah, and it's not going to happen this year.
He's got the body type for it.
They don't need it. Does he have that overpowering arm? Maybe not, but I think that he's got all those other things that you want in a catcher, which is leadership and knowledge of the game and the technical aspect of it. He can handle that. Matt, but it's like they got catchers. They don't need him to play catch.
You guys know that phrase of, you can only control your own attitude. You can't control how somebody else is performing, even in a team's situation. I think of outfielders, and I think of how disengaged they can feel from the game sometimes because they're all the way out there, and who knows if anything's coming their way. You got some guy out there who can't throw strikes, and you also might not trust your catcher very much. But if you think of some of the guys who are going to be in that outfield, there are going to be many games this year where all three outfielders are new Razorbacks, brand new, first year at the team, maybe third or fourth year of college, so they know their previous teammates better than they do their current teammates. But they're going to know who's behind the plate, and they're going to trust that guy because it is Ryder Helfrich's team. So when there's a pitcher who's struggling with that, if there are two things that can steady an outfielder and also make him, what this does is be able to focus on what it is you got to do instead of being flat-footed and being annoyed that your pitcher can't throw strikes, is that this catcher is going to help take care of this pitcher, and I'm be ready for it.
How much do you see, Phil, because you get to see all these baseball games, how much do you see some of these outfielders, how their outfield defense reflects on if they're hitting in the batter's box or not? If their offensive production goes down, do they waver a little bit, or does it kind of work the opposite where, man, if let's say they're in an 0 for 10 slump, but, man, they haven't missed a play in the field?
That's a key for that sport, too. Yeah, it is a key.
To me, I think your confidence has to be, if you're hitting the ball in the bat, man, playing defense seems to be a little bit easier because you're putting bat on ball.
I can't remember somebody where that stood out where I thought, yeah, I think he's taking his lack of hitting into the field.
I'll tell you somebody that didn't do that I thought could be in a slump and could be in a miserable slump and then go out there and just have an awful at bat. And he's supposed to be a good hitter, and he ended up being a good hitter, but go out to center field and then make the most unbelievable plays. That's Dominic Fletcher. And was Dominic before your time?
No, he was there.
But he was otherworldly as far as getting jumps, going back and coming in, but he could be streaky at the plate, and and Dave commented, he made another great play. He's not taking his failures at the plate to center field, which is a coach's way of saying we need you to hit better.
Matt, I think it's about mindset. And it's so many people will point to the sport of baseball, and say, well, they reward failure in that sport. The only place where failure is rewarded, and it's not even rewarded, it's a matter of degree of success, is hitting. It's the only place where 30% success rate is good. You can't take the 70% failure rate into the field. You got to know the sport you're playing. And if you are 30% successful on plays in the field, guess what? You're not a baseball player.
You're working at Amazon Prime.
That's exactly right. So if you're going to be a ball player, and it affects guys, it just affects guys because you're human. But you have to be able to know that this is the thing about Dominic. He never worried about getting embarrassed at the plate, because if you're going to be a hitter in the SEC, you're going to get embarrassed at the plate sometimes. Think of the Golden Spikes winner from last year, Vahiva Aloy. And there were some at-bats where he looked foolish, because that happens in this sport. But you know where Vahiva didn't look foolish? At shortstop. Because he took that mentality into the sport. He knew his sport.
One of the most natural baseball players I've ever seen play at the college level. Like, just everything was, it was kind of, you talk about when players kind of look like they're smooth or they're gliding. No, they're still really trying and going fast and playing hard. It's just he's so natural, and it just comes easy to him. He was fun. He was fun to watch.
Yeah, they've had that for 4 years now. Jalen Battles was the same way.
Mm-hmm. He was.
Mm-hmm. Just exact. I mean, how many plays did you see him make that you think, well, that he can't get to that ball? I'm talking about going back or to his right in the 6-0. Yeah, that's.
Now, I'll say this about Carter Brumbaugh, who's the freshman who may end up being the starting shortstop on opening day. He can make all the throws. I watched him in a couple of scrimmages in the fall, and that's you don't have freshmen playing shortstop very often. There's a reason for that, but he looks like a refined freshman.
Big time arm.
And he's a pitcher too, so that's going to lead to some interesting situations. Because if you're going to be a two-way player in this sport, especially there is no Ohtani rule in college, so he's got to have to close or start. And I don't know how much pitching he'll do this year. But in the future, you could end up having a shortstop who might close the game for you, like Oklahoma State had for a few years, that Nolan McLean, who played third base and would finish games on the mound. What's McLean doing for the Mets? He happens to be one of the best young pitchers in the sport, and he's not playing third base anymore. All right. 877-377-6963. The Lewis Automotive Group hotline. That's a little baseball talk for you here 30 days before opening day. It's the home stretch, and we're back right after this.
I also want Kevin Petula flipping burgers at like the local McDonald's or something. I don't care. Whenever he's an offensive coordinator, it's like he's flipping burgers. One half he's cooking, and the other half is completely raw.
This is halftime.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
This is Northside head basketball coach Cody Wilmath. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Hi, this is Ricky Smith, head basketball coach for the Northside Lady Bears. I dial 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
What a great
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tender love and care makes a life worth living. Tender love and care, that's what I'll be given. Every day, every night to you.
They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But we put it inside burritos and tacos anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
Football playoffs are here, and MyBookie is where you turn bets into bankroll. Everybody's betting. The NFL is in full do-or-die mode, college football down to the last teams, and the Super Bowl is just around the corner. If there was ever a time to get in the game, it's right now, and MyBookie makes it stupid easy to play. One account, one wallet. Bet the spread, live bet the second half, hit the casino during commercials. It's all in one place, and you've got the power. Go to MyBookie.ag now, use promo code HOGS, and get your first bet covered up to $500. If it doesn't hit, use your get back bonus token and run it back. Don't just watch the playoffs, make them pay. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only at MyBookie.
Dad, the driveway looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Henry with us today, and let's see, what do we want to hit on? Clay, what are you writing about? What's coming out soon?
Well, I'm working on the Spaceball stuff, the culture, I mentioned that, but the other piece, the Northwest Arkansas Democrat Gazette is having printing a tab on the start of baseball and softball season. So I wrote a piece on duck hunting and fly fishing as seen by Cam Koziel and Nolan Souza and Reese Robinette.
So, they just went with they just went on a trip with Paul Simmons, the former Harding football coach, now general manager.
So the way this went down is, we're talking back during the fall. I'm talking with Cam about possibilities of, when they get through with fall ball, Thanksgiving, we can do a little duck hunting and do a little fly fishing. And they wanted to do both. So, but we pointed them in the right direction. And I didn't help with the Paul Simmons hunt. It's at Fowler's Point, which if you rated top 5 duck clubs in Arkansas, flooded timber duck hunting, everybody that's ever been there would say that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can say there's not much difference between 1 and 5. Let's just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one of it's between Des Arc and Searcy, and owned by Bob Miller. And Bob Miller and Paul Simmons took Cam and Reese Robinette duck hunting Saturday, and they had a great hunt. It was just, they were blown away, and I'm sure that Paul Simmons and Bob Miller were blown away by, the young man they had, with them in the hunting blind. Couldn't have any better people to be around. And Paul Simmons fits in that category too. Everybody says that he's a great human being, and that's what Cam said. But anyway, I talked to those guys about, and they came, I fished with them on the Norfolk, and then right after, just as they were leaving to go for Christmas break, which is only about 3 weeks ago, we fished beaver tailwater, by Eureka Springs underneath the dam at Beaver Lake, which is a great trout fishery, and we did well up there. So I've got some history with these guys as far as the hunting and the fishing aspect of it.
Got anything planned for basketball for?
No, I wrote a piece last week, and we haven't really touched on that. But I'm disappointed with what they've done as far as atmosphere in Bud Walton Arena. The level of loudness the music is played, not the band, but the music the DJ plays. DJ Derek, is that what they call him?
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem with mixing different songs, doing the mixing between a country and a rap or, whatever. I have no problem with any of that. But it's the volume. When you see people have to cover their ears and kids have to come to arenas with noise canceling earmuffs, things like that, they've gotten it too far. And I don't know how the coaches during a timeout can hear how the players can hear them talk with the level of, you can put an app on your phone to measure decibels, and there's people saying that, all over the arena that it's way over 100 decibels, and it's just I'm old and my ears aren't very good as it is, but I won't last long at a game anymore with that kind of noise.
When I go to games, I have I got the ability with a headset to turn the volume down. I've wondered that too sometimes. It's like I know that those guys are right next to each other on the bench, but I have trouble if I don't have my headset on talking to my radio partner for basketball during a commercial break sometimes, and that's for some of the women's games.
But they're playing the same.
They don't have nearly the same kind of crowd, of course.
Yeah, but they've got it turned up for those games too, right?
They do. It still is pretty loud for the women's games.
Bill, when you go to other arenas, is it the same way?
Pretty much. It's
why do they do that?
I do not think it is just an Arkansas thing. It's I don't know. Sometimes the idea that loudness equals excitement, right? But these speakers kind of get all the sound through the arena anyway. I just don't all have to be turned up to 11. But I mean, is that I just wonder if that's something that bothers everybody.
I mean, is it just because I'm old it bothers me?
I'm all for the band. I don't want a DJ at all. It's like if you want to play a couple songs, play a couple songs, but it's all for the youth. That's why it's like we don't understand it, because it's all for the youth. They think it's cool, and you're trying to be cool for the kids.
Darren texted and he says it's loud, but what kills the atmosphere is the Whataburger tic-tac-toe game and other commercials that they play during timeout.
Well, that's how you get A cup, though. Like you got to have the Whataburger tic-tac-toe game because you're going to have to go get Nick Pringle next year.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
It's like complaining about the number of commercials or live reads on any of the shows on the station.
That's how we operate.
It has to happen. It's free to a point, but somebody's got to pay for it. John says he's 42 and it feels way too loud for him.
See, I'm 42. That's the thing. I feel like I'm an old get off my lawn type
of.
You're
42.
I definitely am.
Play the band. I just want the band playing and play some Arkansas stuff. Just what do we do?
I would like the band to at least have some new songs, though.
Just don't play "Who Let the Dogs Out."
Ooh.
If you were in high school when I grew up, so I graduated high school 01. Every single school that we played that a dog was their mascot played that dang song, and you're like, oh my, please quit playing that song.
We had at a Traveler game, gosh, Matt, I guess this was 2007 or 2008. The Baja Men performed at a Travelers game.
No way.
They did, and it was Bark at the Park Day, and
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh dude, and of course, what did they open with? Yes, they opened with "Who Let the Dogs Out." Yeah, the Baja Men were back. You just reminded me of all of that.
Well, that's what I wrote about, and also excitement for the way Cal has embraced Nolan Richardson and had him at practice. And I covered that part of he mentioned after the Tennessee game that he'd let him coach in practice. Well, that didn't happen, and I talked to the people that were at practice and sat with Coach Richardson, and the players came over and talked to him, and I guess he stopped practice right at they started. They were working on the press, and he goes, "Hey, there's 40 minutes of hell guy right there. Y'all go say hi." They went over and shook his hand, and then got back to practice, and talked to Matt Zimmerman about how they've embraced Nolan, and I applaud all that. But yeah, it's that's a feel good story when Cal can keep Nolan involved.
Matt, guy in Oklahoma says you ruined his day because he got that song stuck in his head now.
Oh yeah, it's stuck.
But Nolan could have been a geometry teacher. When you're talking about
or
press,
preacher.
Well, yeah, but when you're talking about a press, you're talking about angles. You're talking about geometry. You're talking about anticipation. You're talking about pattern recognition. Like,
did you have to have a protractor to learn the defense?
That was the thing about it. I'm not saying that I'm smart, but I that was easy stuff for me. Like that wasn't hard. Understanding anticipation and understanding
rotation.
Yeah, that was all. But some people it is. You kind of gotta teach them a little bit.
It's Scotty Thurman told me that, and Scotty didn't make it in the NBA because he lacked the quickness
just
to
a baby step. Yeah,
to get in somebody's way and stop them on defense. But he said when we ran our trap and our scramble, it was all about anticipation. You're thinking 2-3 steps away, 2-3 passes away, and where the ball's going to be and where the danger point's going to be if it escapes, if the ball gets out of the trap. And he said that's what he could do. In other words, you're playing with your brain, and if you don't ever take a false step, your lack of maybe that first step doesn't show up.
I think that ends up being knowledge of like what Matt's saying, how everything is designed, but the anticipation of the thing of all
knowing
the things
the game and making decisions.
All these sports that we've even brought up in this last hour. Think of how many times you say we took a good angle to that.
Well, that's my whole thing about this kid reclassifying at Fayetteville High School. I think he needs another year of playing high school ball and recognizing what's going to happen. 3rd down and 7. He's not going to play a meaningful snap for the next 700 days, 800. He's not going to be a part of a game plan, looking guys at the huddles, understanding it's 3rd down, the clock's running, we have 2 timeouts. There's all that stuff that you get from actually playing the game, live bullets. It doesn't mean he can't go learn and still be a student of the game and run drills, but the actual live action bullets, he's missing out on it.
You know what nickname he'd end up getting if he did this 25, 30 years ago? They'd be calling him Doogie Howser in the clubhouse or the locker room, but clubhouse for a baseball
MD.
team. Yeah, that's right. Guys, we got a break. Right up against our break here. Back to wrap up the show in just a moment. Stay with Halftime.
Madison, James Madison. We are the Dukes of JMU. Madison, James Madison. The Fighting Dukes of JMU.
This is Halftime. The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
When Second's making a play, Short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle. Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself.
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Brandon Zimmerman in Barling or call Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith. Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at GoForsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at GoForsgren.com.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Got 6 troubles on my back. Got 6 little milk teeth, all gone bad. Won't move over, won't get on, won't move over. Little ways, little ways.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Well, we brought him up earlier in the show. Dante Moore is returning to Oregon. He announced that on SportsCenter. Looks like he did that about 20 minutes ago. That's gonna be a fascinating situation in Oregon. Maybe even fascinating right now because they signed Dylan Raiola, the Nebraska quarterback.
He's already signed.
He is signed.
Well, I bet you Dylan Raiola's dad is pissed.
What about well, if he's already signed to get $3 billion to hold a clipboard, that's
well, those guys all think they're going to play in the NFL, and holding the clipboard isn't their dream.
I know. I'd be the same way. I just wonder if they but didn't Ole Miss do that a couple years ago? They got the kid from Oklahoma, they got Jackson Dart, and then they got one other kid. They were all three starters. Yeah. There's only one football.
This is wild. I'm reading $2 million to get Raiola to Oregon, and so what are they going to pay the quarterback that just took them to the college football semifinal?
Double it.
If you want a real treat, go, and I don't know whether you can find it on Wikipedia if it'll really dig into it, but if you really dig Dylan Raiola, his from like 9th grade on, it's been crazy. He's been committed to 3 or 4 different schools.
Georgia, I remember, was the last one Georgia, before he committed to Nebraska.
But he changed high schools too. Mm-hmm. It's been crazy, and I think that from my Nebraska sources, I've got several. They were just miserable up there with him, and the meddling from his dad, and his uncle was the offensive line coach. It was just a crazy, crazy situation.
But he was the assumed starter going into this season for the Cornhuskers, and now you got to have. I don't know if it's a battle for the position or.
I don't think they're. I think they're excited that he's gone.
Yeah.
That there's way too much drama with the family. And you keep hearing stuff like that, and that's the good part of what I see with Arch Manning at Texas is the dad is not involved. It's Arch's deal to either
When you talk to Dave Van Horn about culture, is that a question you ask him about? Are the parents involved in this? Because that, to me, that kind of seems like a no-no.
Yeah, I do think that they have to talk to agents at time, or would you call advisors? Isn't that the word that they use, Phil?
Yeah, I remember an instance of a specific. I won't mention the kid's name, but he was a catcher, and dad was vocal about son not getting, in his mind, the playing time he deserved. Vocal to the point where he would heckle. He would heckle Coach Dave Van Horn.
I think a Mustang's mom, being like, you think of people like that, you're just like, hey man, give it I've never been, just being around coaches my whole life, Clay. I've never seen a coach not play the best player that's
Oh.
available to like help them win the game. I'm not going to play the guy that I don't think helps me win the game.
I'll never forget sitting at it was after practice, and Nolan and I were about 15 rows up. Just everybody's gone, and he says, "I got to go home and explain to my wife why Notes Richardson is not playing."
She probably knew. Yeah, she had to have an idea.
That's the tough conversation.
Clay, everything worked. How about that? A birthday present.
And I'm going to get a new toy Friday.
I love new toys. Love new toys. Matt, always great to be in studio with you.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, my friend. Christian, you're the best, and so are the callers and listeners. It'll be on the Halftime Eastside Liquor podcast coming out shortly. Ruskin and Zach are getting set. They got you for the next few hours. We are with you tomorrow. So for Matt, Christian, and Clay, I'm Phil. Go have yourself a Wednesday. Thank you.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions.